We're going to talk about stitching swim fabrics. So you can use a sewing machine. You do not have to have a serger. I have a serger, but I will show you what you can do with your sewing machine. My sewing machine, because I knew that I was going to be always sewing a lot of knits, I made sure that it has a feature of adjustable presser foot pressure. So I can actually decrease the pressure from the presser foot, and it helps to not stretch out knits when you're sewing. The other thing I like to use, but your machine may not have that feature, but there's other ways around it. So I actually use a Teflon foot. Teflon feet are designed for sewing sticky fabrics like vinyls or leathers, things like that. But I find it does an amazing job with knits because it just slides right along and doesn't stretch the knits out of shape. You can also get the same effect by taking a regular presser foot and just putting a piece of Scotch tape on the bottom, and that helps it slide along. So those are some little tricks that you can try. You have some stitch options with a sewing machine. So my machine has a built-in lightning stretch stitch, which is number 11 on my Bernina. And I will show you what that looks like. So I'm not sure if it'll show up. No, I don't think it's going to show up. It looks like a little, lightning zigzag on the screen. And I just have a scrap piece of fabric. I will show you what that looks like when stitched. I'm just going to so that's what it looks like. It's a stretch stitch and it has a lot of stretch built in. The only thing I don't like about this is unpicking it. So if I'm using the stretch stitch, I find that I baste a lot beforehand because it's much easier to take out a basting stitch than to rip this out. But this makes for a really, really secure seam. If you don't have that option though, what I also do is I take a zigzag stitch and then test on the fabric you're using. So save all those scraps, test these out. I make the zigzag very, very narrow. So on my machine, well, I'm going to bump it down to a 1. And I have a 1.5 length and a 1 width. I'm going to test it out. So just test that out. I'll show you what I get, and then you can make adjustments. So I have a lot of stretch built in with that. You can adjust your width and your length to get until you find what you want. So you can absolutely sew knits on a sewing machine. I am going to use my serger, but I will be using my sewing machine for portions of it.